All right, let's get it, man. Let's get it, Daryl. All right. Can you hear me, bro? Type of one for me if you can hear me. I want to make sure. Try to get used to going to live on these. I'm live on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Kick. All right, bet. Let's get it. Okay, the ES is pretty flat. I feel like it's definitely at a resistance level. I want to go over these levels on these charts. This is the 1 hour time frame. Got a lot of support and resistance right here. Let me turn on this VWAP because I feel like, yeah, we've been above the VWAP the whole night. This is definitely going to be a level. I feel like they're going to try to play in this range. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a range for sure. We bouncing off this level right here, 74.82. Hold on, give me a second. All right. All right. All right. Okay, let's get started. Okay. Okay, we got a little bit of time. Here we go, a nice little trend line that we can see if they're going to hold support right here. It's definitely like a little pattern right here. Little wedge. We got a resistance level of right here though at 75.38. See what the pre-market high, pre-market low is. All right. Pre-market high. Okay, that's gonna be the range. All right, I want to go. I'm about to try out QQQ and SPY and SPX. So interesting. We got a filter down on the daily. And this range is crazy because they can pop it back up. So let me try this out for y'all. Let's bring in the ATR. Let's do these numbers. SPX. Okay, we got to close on the daily, 743, 29 cents. ATR of $8.51. All right, let's add it up. I'm about to go over the levels for the Strat. All right, $743.27. And it can go as high as $751. $751.80. All right, so if SPY decides to get up there, they can definitely hit that target. It's possible. Let's do the math for the downside. 743.29 subtract 851. All right, we can fall as low as 734 if they decide to get bearish. I feel like today is more of a wait to see what's going to happen with the range. To me, the first 15-minute range is going to be very important because I got a feeling they're going to try to be like choppy because this area, they was rejecting it hard last week. This is an area right here. They were rejecting this level pretty good. I mean, it was support, and then they lost that level. That's what I mean. Once they lost 747, it definitely got bearish for sure. But anyways, let's go ahead and finish trying out the Strat levels. Got a call entry right here. So as you can see, we're pretty close in the pre-market. If we trigger 747.30 to the upside, they can try to come up here and take that part out. So let's go to the 4 hour. Let's see what we have. We got an inside candle on the 4 hour. So we have that's the actionable signal for the upside and the downside. So we got a 4 hour call entry right here. And then we got a put entry on the 4 hour if they decide to sell it off. Put entry 4 hour. Okay. And then this will be the target to the downside, 4 hour price target if they decide to sell off. So targeting the next lows. Be careful of these ranges today. Monday lately has been very, very choppy to start the week. So I would like to wait and play later in the day. We got an inside candle on the 1 hour too. Same thing. So if it triggered the calls right here on the 1 hour, you could try to target these next highs. Nothing's guaranteed in the market, but if it triggered these calls right here at 744.39, we can come up here to 747 potentially. There's a gap up in here. There's a fair value gap right here on the 1 hour. And there's a gap close right here. All right, so this is a gap range on a 1 hour. They might try to close these gaps. You got to put entry right here on a 1 hour. If it breaks that one, that inside candle, if they break that to the downside, oops. Put entry 1 hour. There you go. And try to take it down to the next lows. This is a potential low. And technically, all of these lows of these candles right here, they're 1 hour targets. So this is a low. Okay, got them levels. Now let's go to standard hours and mark the pre-market levels. pre-market high and pre-market low, because it should react pretty well to those levels. Might be a good idea to wait till it either bounce off the pre-market lows or reject out the pre-market highs, or see if they lose those levels. All right. So we have it. Well, let's do. All right, let's move on to QQQ. About to mark the pre-market high, pre-market low. I need to get me some water. Give me a second. I'm about to give me some water. I'm going to keep coughing. Got a fail two down on the daily too, on QQQ. Got to close at 695. 695. 33 cents. ATR. $15.29. So let's do the math. 695. 33 cents plus 15.29. QQQ could get as high as 17.62. Let's get the lower level, 695.33 cents. Subtract 15.29 cents. Oops. Do that over. My bad. All right, 680. They can get as low as 680 if they decide to get bearish and negate the lower levels. Good morning. Good morning. Let's try out these levels for SPY QQQ. Okay, so we have a fail two down on the daily. So we got a call entry right here on the daily if they decide to trigger that. It looks like they're going to try to do it. They can move as high as 710, but this will be the level for my call entry that I'll be looking for. They can alert it, but you want to go down to smaller time frames to see if they're going to actually push it up even more. We actually have a fair value gap. I'm trying not to put too many lines on my chart, but technically got a fair value gap close right here on a daily. So I'm going to put it in there anyway. I'm going to be very technical, these charts. We got an inside count on the 4 hour. And I'm not going to mark the upside on the 4 hour because it's right at my daily call entry. So I'm just going to put my put entry for the 4 hour. Set my alerts. And I'm target this next low if they try to sell the market off. So 4-hour price target right here. PT 4-hour. And then we have another 4-hour fair value gap close right there. And then this will be a 4-hour price target right here at the top of this candle. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour. Same thing, inside candle on the 1 hour. So looking for a break to the downside or the upside. Put entry 1 hour. They decide to break. Call entry on 1 hour right here. I always remember inside candles, which are 1 candles. I have it showing as yellow because I'm using a Strat Assistant indicator. And so they're going to color it for me. If I turn it off, this is what it looks like. I can chart it without it too, because I know what I'm looking at. This will be a 1 hour price target. This will be another 1 hour price target if the market decides to get bearish. Oh, that's mom. Hey, mom. See mom in the comments. I need Apple to push through pre-market highs. Okay, let's go over that. So these are the levels for QQQ. All right, let's go to Apple. So you got some rejections right here at the pre-market high. So you want to see if it's going to break and hold above it. You want to definitely look for a bull flag pattern for sure. You want me to try that Apple for you, bro? Let's do it. All right, let's see. I got some big targets on Apple too for the long term. Okay, so Apple, we got a daily close at 333.74 with an ATR of $8.13. So do the math on that. 333.74 plus $8.13. So they can get as high as 341. That's possible. And then they can get as low. Oops, I gotta do that over. Gotta do that over. They can get as low as 325 if they decide to slide down. Yep, 325.61. All right, so you have a 2 up. So that's a put entry for the downside at the bottom of this daily candle. Price target, daily price target right there. $4 got a call entry to the upside and the downside. Call entry 4 hour. Got to put entry at 303. 330. 1 hour, same thing. Call entry right there. Put entry on the 1 hour. Yeah, so you got put entry right here, and you can just try to target these next lows. So these are different targets along the way. Do as you see fit. All right, so here go my levels. All right, let's go to SPX because I'm gonna catch some reversals off them bad boys later on today. Fell too down on the daily, barely. All right. Let's see what else we got. Sorry about that. Give me a second. Okay, let's go over SPX levels. Chart out the SPX levels. Okay, we got a daily close at 74.57, 69 cents. ATR $81.80. I can't wait till this ATR gets back to like around that 100 mark because that means like we're starting to get out of a tighter range. It being around $80, $81 is lets me know there's not a lot of trendy moves in the market. It's really hard for the market to find. There's a lot of consolidation. All right, so 74.57, 69 cents plus 81.08, 75.38, 75.38, 77 cents. All right. They can get as high as there, 74.57. Subtract 81. All right, so they can get as low as 73.76. All right. Got a call entry right here on the daily for that 2 down. I fell 2 down. That's a daily gap fill right there. Fair value gap. Inside candle. Boom. On the 4 hour. Call entry on the 4 hour. Oops. Four-hour price target right there. Got a 4-hour gap fill right there. Good IDNs low. All right, same thing on an hour. Inside candle. A lot of inside on different time frames. I'm seeing a lot of low volume. See what y'all saying in the comments. All right, man. This is almost coming to an end. Let's go. NQ. Let's go over the NQ levels. And these ranges are really tight. All right. All right, so this is going to be some. Let's see what support levels we can find. They can break back up here. This is going to be. See if they can break this or break out. See if they can do something like that. Or they're just going to keep rejecting because this is a higher high, then higher low, higher high. I mean, lower high, lower high, lower high. So this is definitely a downtrend that I'm seeing. This is some support lines right here. They're probably trying to come down here to this level right here. right away. This is a big area of support that I'm seeing. They bouncing off of this. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, so they had it inside day. Okay. Are we gonna break above or are we gonna break below this? This is gonna be a major level pivot low. It's gonna be big resistance. I feel like we in a range for sure. This range is it's gonna be a challenge. This was a level back in May. So we got some support right here. Support. This bounced off of here, and let's see, you got some level. This is some support I'm noticing. Bounce, resistance, bounce, resistance, broke down. Now, is this going to be a big resistance? This right here to me is going to be a big level of resistance. Right here at this 29,285. Let me set an alert right here. I want to set an alert right there. I feel like this is going to be big time resistance. That's on the daily. As you can see on the 4 hour, you got a lot of touches on this line, this blue line right here. Support, broke. They came down to this level. This is another level. Nice little gap area. We will see. Inside candle. Got to break to the upside or the downside. Another thing I want to point out too, let's go back to SPY. On the monthly, we are still inside the last month's range. And that's why we are having such a tough time, because on a strat, we have a fill two up on a monthly. So next one, so we got 11 days. Let me pull up another layout. There's low charges, and then let's go to let me show you before I get off this live. I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is why this month is so choppy, because we have a last month's range. I'm clearing some of this up for y'all. And this is like next month, this is setting up to be a good play for us actually, because we can play the break of the one candle on a month, on 1 month. So if you look over here, we got 11 days and 8 hours left. This is last month's range. I'll make that red. So we inside of the last month's candle, which is a fill to up. If they break 72.40, this will be a major break for puts because last month this candle closed red. They failed to keep it green. So if I turn off the Strat indicator, you'll see that this candle was red actually. So that's why we've been rejecting pretty hard up here. So you got these wicks right here at the top. You see how we've been rejecting. We're trying to break down. We're kind of stuck because we got this long wick from last month. So it's not really just selling off hard. You know what I mean? It's not just like, boom, pushing it down there because you got this long wick. So it's kind of stuck. So now what they developing is an inside candle on a 1 month. So now you want to see a break below this level or a break above this level. So you want to see a break above that on the 1 month inside candle. So we need to see a break above that or below that. Set alerts for that. That's what you got. And then a week, last week, this is last week's high and low. Like we were still pretty much, we were barely a 2 up, barely. But we rejected, like we broke above last week's level. And then we rejected immediately. We pretty much stayed inside candle. So all of this has been chopped. This is why the market's been tough. All right. So this week you need to see a break of the low right here. Let's make this. So week low. This is the week high. So we need to see a break above that level or below that level on the weekly because this is starting a new week. So the question is today, are we going to break above this daily high from last week? That's the question. So, okay, I'm done. I'm about to get ready for this market and go live here in a second with my group, SPX Blueprint. If you're looking to, join the community, y'all more than welcome. Because we definitely killing it over there for sure. The whole goal, like I said, the goal for me is to not only help, but to teach people how to fish for themselves, how to actually read these charts and get a good perspective on the market and just try to be consistent. But it's your boy Dan Slow, man, and I'm up out of here, man. I'm about to log on and just lock in today. I just wanted to go over this, really testing out these lives and trying to see if I can get a good flow with YouTube and Kick and Twitch. So other than that, man, I'm up out of here, man. I'll see y'all on the next.